17 News at 5.
It's just so important to get out into the communities, to hear from the people that you represent, to be able to take their concerns and their issues right back to Washington.
Congressman TJ Cox came to Kern County today to host a town hall on the issues facing the valley.
Today, Congressman TJ Cox of the 21st Congressional District hosted his second town hall since taking office. This time, the freshman congressman came to Delano to speak about issues facing the district. 17's Aton Wallace was at town hall where he spoke with Congressman Cox and constituents. Aton.
Well, Vanessa, this is part of the congressman's campaign promise to hold town halls if elected. And today he touched on a number of issues from immigration to water to President Trump's proposed 2020 budget.
Thank you so much for coming today.
In Delano today, Congressman TJ Cox of California's 21st Congressional District hosted his second town hall since taking office in January.
So important that we get out and we talk directly to the community.
A community that today comprised of roughly 100 constituents who gathered to hear the congressman touch on a number of issues.
We've been working on lots and lots of legislation.
Legislation that includes H.R. 6, also known as the American Dream and Promise Act. Cox voted in favor of it just last week. If signed into law, it would provide permanent legal status for dreamers, people who are brought to the U.S. as children without documentation.
I mean, these are young men and women who are just as American and just as citizen as my own kids sitting here today.
Cox also addressed the need for clean, accessible water, noting his recent water tour of the district with House Natural Resources Committee Chairman Raul Grijalva.
When Chairman Grijalva was leaving, he said, I can see you need more money for water infrastructure. All right? And so he's dedicated to doing that.
That was welcome news for Delano City Councilwoman Grace Vallejo, who says the city needs more money to solve its water issues.
We have 4 wells in the city of Delano that are out of compliance, and so we need up to $10 million. And he has said, I will help you with that. It's tremendous.
The congressman also spoke about President Trump's proposed 2020 budget. A budget that would increase defense spending by $750 billion, but also would include $2.7 trillion worth of cuts to non-defense spending, including the Environmental Protection Agency and Medicare and Medicaid.
The president's budget had really outrageous and unacceptable slashes to Medicaid. Nearly half the district relies on Medicaid for their health care access. So that's something that we're going to protect and actually enhance, to be able to bring that much more quality, affordable health care to the citizens of the Central Valley.
Registered Republican Philip Peterson of Hanford said he was grateful Cox held a town hall, but added he had some fundamental disagreements with the congressman on certain issues, including Veterans Affairs.
I wish he had spoken more about the failures of the Veterans Affairs and how we need to reform it instead just throw more money at it. Because if there's one thing that history has taught us, you can't just throw money at something and make it better.
Thank you so much for everything you do.
But constituent Mary Helen Barrow says, issues aside, she's just grateful Cox held a town hall.
TJ is out there reaching out to the constituents. He wants to hear from them, and he's a very humble, accessible representative. I'm thrilled that he was elected, and I'm honored to be a supporter.
Cox says he intends to hold 2 more town halls later this year. In the newsroom, Aton Wallace, 17 News.